Welcome back to Tempo Control. This week in games made us wonder, are the pieces of the Silent Hills project possibly coming back together? Now, when I last left the podcast that I worked on for about 8 years, Hideo Kojima was at a very different place. Metal Gear Solid 5 had just released, so he was still in Konami's clutches. That wouldn't be until December, like mid-December when he'd left. And there was that whole snafu at the Game Awards in early December of 2015 when, Kojima technically won an award for Metal Gear Solid 5, and then Konami's lawyers wouldn't let him, come out to Los Angeles, and there was just a big issue with that. And it finally put, the public on attention that, hey, something's not right here. Well, then, after he left Konami, he signed that exclusive deal with PlayStation, and, that made huge news, and seems to be a really good fit for him. He's been on a whirlwind tour, touring all these PlayStation studios, and he made his own Kojima Productions team, just like he wanted to, independent of Konami's pressure. So it certainly caught a lot of eyes when Kojima recently visited Norman Reedus, the actor known for portraying Daryl Dixon on TV's The Walking Dead here in America, because he was the actor that was tied to the Silent Hills project that Konami effectively canceled with the removal of PT, the playable teaser, from the PlayStation Store. And not only did, Kojima get a selfie with Norman Reedus there, but Reedus also posted the Kojima Productions logo on his Instagram account. Very suspicious indeed. So then, after Kojima won a Hall of Fame award over at DICE 2016, he then hosted a keynote panel along with movie director Guillermo del Toro, moderated by Jeff Keighley. The piece is starting to come together again. Kojima, del Toro, Reedus. Could an announcement of Silent Hills or an offshoot of that be happening? Well, not entirely. The two, talked about how much they want to work together in the future. They're not working on anything at the moment, but certainly the future plans are open. And then things only intensified when Del Toro tweeted, "Kojima Del Toro," and then the man himself, Kojima-san, retweeted the tweet. So after all the dust settles, it just leaves us wondering, what does this mean? Yes, Kojima does love to be a big tease with the whole Pan's Labyrinth eyes there thing he's got going on, teasing a Del Toro past work. But honestly, I think this could open up the doors for something working in the future. Kojima talked about his game, saying that it's, a big scope. It's really impressed Jeff Keighley because I guess, they're boys and they got some of the inside info there. But the door is open, and that's at least all we can hope for. Obviously, it would not be called Silent Hills because Konami still owns that IP as they run it in the ground with pachinko machines, but anything's possible. And it's good to know that all of them are on a still friendly working relationship. Anything's possible in the future, regardless if this next Kojima game is that horror franchise or not. And interesting to note that Kojima made mention that he'd like to work with VR, especially in the horror space. So we'll see if that platform catches on, and maybe that's the future endeavor they go for after Kojima Productions launches this first big game. We'll see.